It's like I talked about, you know, in my shirt says God's art on display.
You believe in me, life isn't what it seems. No, it's cold, my little heart, it be freezing. I got the big Draco, I don't be all in my feelings. I got the big bankroll, I don't be having no children. Try to take my soul, you ain't having it, nigga. Baby, go around, oh yeah, so oh yeah, so oh yeah. They don't know you.
People are pulling for your energy every day. Like, even as I'm recording this right now, I'm being bombarded with a lot of BS right now. But like I said, people are pulling for you, pulling for your energy every single day. And again, it is up to you to decipher what's important and what's not important. It's really true what they say about people being able to feel your glow up, feel you evolving, feel you changing, feel you progressing energetically, solely based on energy. They don't have to be around you. They don't have to talk to you every day. They don't have to see you every day. They don't have to be in your proximity, right? They could be millions of miles away or a few, you know, feet away or whatever. Even if they're far away, people can feel a difference within you. People can feel that energy before you even open your mouth, before you even say anything. It's a thing. Because now you're talking different, you are acting different, you are being silent more, you are being very picky of where you go, who you talk to, who you let around you, who you give your energy to. As I'm saying this, I just saw 111 on the clock. People can feel that. And isn't it funny how people get angry whenever they see you leveling up, whenever they see a change happening within you, whenever they see a change in your life? People get angry. I know a lot of times you might ask yourself, oh, what did I do? Like, why are they treating me like this? What have I done? What's with the attitude? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? And what I've come to learn is that people are mourning the version of you that they lost. People are mourning the version of you that they no longer have access to. That person that they could just call whenever they felt like it, that person that would just jump at whatever was going on in their life, that friend that continuously calls you with the same BS, the same topic, asking for your advice. Meanwhile, you've given them advice on what they should do, but they still want to do what they want to do anyway, and it's very toxic. The fact that they no longer have that, you become an enemy. You become a bad friend. You become, oh, you were not there for me. Oh, you switched up. You changed. But what's so funny is they neglect what they have done. I love when people say that. I love when people say that to me when it's, no, I didn't switch up. I just became harder to manipulate. But that is the reason why people get so angry, is because they are upset at what they have lost. And that's why sometimes when you go silent or you go quiet or whatever, or ghost or whatever, they look on your page, they stalk your page, they will shoot you text messages every now and then. Even some people you haven't even heard from for years will just text you out of the blue. Or just say, hey, I'm just checking on you. Hey, stranger, the infamous hey, stranger. And it is so important for you, chosen one, to not fall for the bait. What do I mean by fall for the bait? There's two types, right? So the first one is being open to receiving this toxic person, this narcissistic person's energy. Again, opening yourself up to that energy. Again, becoming a victim to that person, that energy vampire. It's now opening yourself up to, oh, they're finally checking on me. Oh, they care this time. And I think with people pleasers as well, right? This is definitely something that people pleasers have to learn. And this is something that I eventually learned. And I'll get into this a little bit later. But this is definitely something that energy vampires use, you know, because they know that you have a good heart. They know that your heart is big and you have so much love to give, right? The second type is rage baiting, or people intentionally doing something to get your attention because you have been away, or because they feel as though you are slipping away, right? This is someone that just wants a reaction out of you. This is someone that just wants your attention, even if it's just for 5 seconds. Just the fact that you picked up my call, just the fact that you are here, I got you to my house. You know, these are the type of things people will do to try to get back to that place, right? Like I said in one of my other videos, people think that you and their relationship is frozen in time, meaning they can just defrost it whenever they want and it'll never change, right? But as a being, as a chosen one, you are always evolving, and that's what they don't understand. Because familiarity breeds contempt, right? They are used to a certain version of you. And so the minute that you start to act out of character, the minute that you start to do things that they're not used to, they don't know how to take it. They go into panic mode. And so whenever you start practicing self-preservation, whenever you start taking time out for yourself, whenever you start moving in your purpose, their whole world comes crashing down. So that's why they're so upset. Their whole world is falling apart because the one person they now cannot manipulate, they can't use, they can't attach themselves to, they can't steal your energy to, is gone. And they have no other person to dump on. They have no other person to take advantage of. Because the minute that you wake up, the minute that you realize that you're powerful as fuck, the minute that you realize just how much you can offer, people are afraid of you realizing who they really are, that they're full of shit. That they're full of shit and they've been playing you this whole entire time. And the fact that you allowed them, they don't want you to wake up. They want you to stay asleep. They want you to keep being their side character. They want you to keep being that person that's always by their side. And again, I'm not saying you can't be by your friend's side. You can't be there when they need you. That's not what I'm saying. But you need to recognize when you are doing things that make you uncomfortable, when you are taking away from yourself, when you are draining yourself purposely for the comfortability of other people. That's when it becomes a problem. And that's why self-preservation is so important. What is self-preservation? It is preserving your energy, your essence, your being, your words, your thoughts, your emotions, your gifts, your everything, right? And do not, it leads me into my next point. Stop casting your pearls before swine. There are certain things, I don't know if I've spoken about this on this channel, but I have a friend of mine that actually I talked about him, I think like one time, but he recently repeated something that I said to somebody else, right? And when he told me about this person's reaction, it honestly annoyed me. That was like my first feeling, because that person that he told it to is not a chosen one. But he tries to make it seem like they are, but they're not. And just based off of the way he said the person reacted, I just knew they would never understand it, right? And it occurred to me that a lot of times, chosen one, people will use what you say. They will use what you say and try to use you as an example to further their agenda. That's why I said not everyone is a chosen one. And you have to be careful and be mindful of who you are giving away your wisdom to. All that stuff, all the things that you say, your thought process, that is energy that you are freely giving away. And then you feel drained afterwards. And you think to yourself, that person didn't really deserve that. That person didn't really deserve everything that I just said. And then you start to feel stupid for being open towards this person. Stop. That's what the Bible says, to stop casting your pearls before swine. And there's a lot of danger out there, you guys. There's a lot of dangerous people out there, not just spiritually, but yeah, also physically. There's a lot of people that will try to bring harm to you or try to set you up or try to do something to you just because of your potential or just because they don't like you or because you're a chosen one, whatever. Chosen ones are always commonly targets. And so when you practice self-preservation, you are taking yourself out of those environments. If you know that this person does not like you, you will be mindful of where you go. You will be mindful of who you let into your circle, who you tell who you tell certain things to. You'll be more mindful about that. You'll learn about different people, right? And you'll learn more about yourself, more things about doing your shadow work, doing everything to unpack those parts of you that need to be unpacked. There's a time and place for everything. There's a time to speak and there's a time to be silent. There's a time to move and there's a time to rest. And learning self-preservation and learning to take time out for yourself and making that a boundary and not just saying it, right? But showing people that this is my boundary, this is my time between me and God, and that is it. And be stern about that. Stand your ground with that. Put your foot down with that. And if people are angry, if people are mad that you're practicing self-preservation, those weren't your real friends to begin with. Because every single person needs time to themselves. When that friend that's constantly calling you with mess is going through what they're going through, you see how quickly they cut people off. You see how quickly they all of a sudden don't answer your calls. You see how quickly they want nothing to do with you. When they're in a new relationship, or they're in a new this or that, right? You don't exist. So it's time that you practice self-preservation. It's time that you take up space and be full in who you are. Another reason why people will be mad, right, at your glow up and at the fact that you're moving towards your higher self is that when you're going towards a goal, right, when you're moving in your purpose, and you actually do what you said you were going to do, all of a sudden they either become hateful or they either become apologetic, because they know, oh, that's just so-and-so. They were destined to do that. In the back of their mind, they always knew that you were going to make it, right? But it's one thing to say it, and then now the time actually comes and it's here and your realities line up and they don't know what to do with themselves, right? And now they have a decision to make. Okay, I can either hate this person and dislike this person. Why? Because they are everything I wish I could be. Or I can still trying to somewhat get in this person's good graces. Even if I can't get in, I can just be on the outskirts. So that's how people see it. Because people are fully aware of what you can do. People are aware of what you can do. I think I've said it before. There are certain people that look at you and you inspire them. And it's okay to be inspired by people, right? But they look at you and they're very inspired by you. Obviously, they won't tell you that, especially if they're hating. They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that they find you inspiring. But when you start to see their reaction and you start to realize, oh, I had an impact on this person, everything changes. 444. I just looked up and saw 444. Like, this is what comes with self-preservation, what comes with walking in your purpose, chosen one. So I just wanted to come on here and remind you of that. This kind of feels a little weird being back on camera because I'm trying out different things. So just bear with me, you know. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, be you, stay true. Bye.
Struggles and pain only make we tougher. So comes the money get no far. Me love my life, still I make money and my friends alright. Make progress while them backslide. Them can't stop my flame from ignite. One life, many chances. You'd live up, you'd rise to the top. Don't make it through badness. Right now we have to cool off for that. Get a youth run whole and strong every day. Them plan work or just for heart, yeah.